So part of this section, I want you to start thinking about your goals. What are your goals for your career in governance, risk, and compliance? What are your goals, your career goals? And you should also think about your life goals. And what I always tell people is, what do you want to do in the next 5 years? You should have it in your mind what you want. What do you see your life like in the next 5 years? You should ask yourself that. You should write it down. It's really, really important to write those things down. And if you're trying to do GRC, you should integrate it into those goals, right? Because it's a holistic approach. The more you do this, the more you write down what you actually want and what you see yourself doing, the more it starts to crystallize. And not in some kind of magical way. You writing it down is one small action towards the steps that you have to take to make this life that you want possible. And it's really a journey. It's not just a destination. And I know this is sounding esoteric and not like necessarily governance, risk, and compliance, but if you want to achieve this, I'm telling you what I did. I wrote down what I wanted when I was a cop in the military. I was a military cop, and it wasn't for me, right? I was, not that I was bad at it. It just wasn't for me. It's just not something I wanted to do. I wanted to do IT stuff. And I wrote it down. And one of the first things I did was write those goals down of what I wanted to do. I started trying to learn programming on my own. And my goals, what I found was that my destination changed. And that's what will happen to you. You write down what you want, the goals you set for yourself, whether it's, having more money, write down specific amounts, like when you want it in 5 years. And it's okay to be wrong. It's okay to adjust it. Remember, like, you're in control of your own destiny. You control. And then even if somebody does have great influence over your life, your response is your choice. How you respond to things is your choice. So you are the greatest person to impact your life, not the president, not the administration. And when you move to another country, it's not going to be them either. It's you. And so you have to take responsibility. And that starts with you writing down your goals. I know, and maybe it's right now, it doesn't sound like it's part of cybersecurity and what I'm going to teach with risk management framework and all that stuff. But it is, because if you want this to happen, it starts with you writing down what you want. And you can always adjust it. And the Army had this great concept that stuck with me. When I was in the military, in the Air Force, we trained directly with the Army, and we were training with mortars. I know it sounds crazy, but they had this tactic where you would fire for effect, which means if you have a mortar around and it shoots out a bomb and it blows up a certain area, you have some idea of where it's going to be. But fire for effect means you see the explosion go, and you're like, okay, I'm a little bit off. I need to go like this to hit that wreck that's in the back, that's out there, 50 meters away or how far away it is. And then you would fire for effect. You'd see the effect, and then that tells you where to aim. And that's how you got to do this whole goal thing. Like, you're going to fire for effect. That means take action, fire, and then say, okay, I'm a little bit off. Let me just adjust it like this. Writing down your goals is super important. So go into this with the mindset that I'm going to write down what I want to achieve. And so that's going to be a part of this course that I'm writing. I'm going to tell you like exactly how I did it, and exactly, I'm going to walk you through exactly what you should write down, how to do it, everything.